Well, I'm not like speaking on behalf of one, but I hope he was here to kind of hand over. But I'm equally geriatric. I'm probably second only to Ara in age. But I think we should make it a more positive organization, a growing organization. It shouldn't die, and I'm happy that Shenouda has kept this organization alive. It's all credit to him. And of course, Ara, he's been there for ages. So everyone has to be clear about why we exist and how to progress in the future. It is academic as well as political, we all know that. And there are 4 R's I always talk about. We need the rights, the responsibilities, the recognition, and the respect. We need all the 4 R's. We need the right to operate, to look after patients, to take responsibility. We are professionals, we are not technicians. And everybody should know this, not only amongst us, but the outside people, the other parallel organizations, that we are professionals, we are scientists, we are human beings, we are as well trained as our parallel people. And we should not be trampled on. And for long, I think, we have been taken advantage of. And I'm appalled, and it's a shame that our organization people, where we work, we have been maltreated, we have been downgraded. That's a shame, not on us. It's a shame on this country, which is one of the top countries in the world. And this should not happen. Everyone should realize this. And this is up to our organization to be united. And at the moment, all we have done is we have kept our predators at bay. We have, and if you let them go on, they will just trample on us all the time. So we need our rights. We need our rights not only to take safe care of patients, but we need our rights to teach, to assess, to educate ourselves, and we need to be in the managerial cadre as well. We should be there in all the committees. We should be also be responsible for selection. We should definitely take part in selection as well. We should have the power. We should have the recognition and the respect in the future. Thank you. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry? Yes. Sorry. And we are now getting ready to, I'm sure, the younger people, and I'm sure they have the energies, and I would, I want to give my apologies for not doing the website that well in the last 6 years. I just did not keep it up, and that would have been, as somebody said, a big tool and a very powerful tool to let everyone know and build up our organization. So what we are planning to do this time is to have a new executive committee and hand over to people. And I would like to nominate Shenouda Shalabi to be the next president.
Yeah, I second it.
Yes.
Shenouda, I think he has been putting a lot of time and effort, and I think he's the best person to be in charge for the foreseeable future until there's another meeting, etc.
I hope we get enough support.
And I second that. We have seen it in the last month and before.
I will be standing for the president, and my colleague is supporting me. I think we should have a fair election to support. I think what happens is that is what happening all traditionally now, saying that somebody is coming and standing and saying that. I'm not saying anything against Mr. Shalabi. This is a democratic process. We have to go through it.
Correct.
And that will strengthen our whatever we are doing.
I fully support it until our next meeting, I would say, when we organize who are the members.
Yeah.
We send our papers to the members.
Yes.
Like the BMA.
Absolutely.
I want this for that. But as I was for the foreseeable future, until we meet as a committee, I think let Shalabi be in charge.
I think already Mr. Awani is supposed to be, he said that he is already a lifelong honorary president. So we already have one president. I mean,
no, I don't think
it's contradicting.
I don't think that's acceptable by me.
So
I don't think that's acceptable by me. He's theoretically the president, but today the acting president is what we need until we meet.
Okay, so it's like an acting president you're talking about. Acting president. It's an acting president.
Who?
Mr. Shalabi will be the acting president.
Yes, he's the acting president
Already.
until we meet again and plan a proper election.
Okay, fine.
Because we don't represent all the BOSA members here.
Yes, correct.
Therefore, if I take a vote now,
Yeah.
what about the others?
Yeah.
Therefore, at the moment,
Yeah.
let's keep it as it is,
Yeah.
and then go forward with the next meeting.
So I mean, it's nice to have a vote and democratic thing, so I support that, but it's two things which is, one, if you have a meeting in November, you might have 5 or 6 people coming, and the voting process won't represent the whole.
No, but
the whole
there's a
group.
process, we have
If
always
we
emails
have,
for the people, I think, sorry to interrupt you, but we have a process of email. I mean, we
Yeah,
send the
yeah, no.
emails, whether they accept it or not, is a different issue.
No,
So at least
well-
in future, somebody will not come and say, okay, I didn't vote for him, why he has become a president. At least we'll say, we already given you a choice, saying that this is your members, and at the end, if they don't agree for it, I think that's a
What
fair
I'm
enough.
saying is, why not to be like electronic voting? You send for everyone,
Yeah.
this is the nominated people, this is the voting,
Yeah.
and you send it. Or
Yeah.
you can make it by post, you send it.
Exactly.
And pick up by post, you can send it back, so there's no
Yeah.
duplication of it. So either way, because I think, I mean, I might be personally in November, won't be able to come. A lot of people come, and you ended up with 5 people. Okay, we are a committee, good, that I bring my friend, because it's happened in our BMA in West Midland. A friend of mine, he brings all his colleagues on the day of the election, and they only met 3 people every month and take the money. And I said, well, this is the corruption, that's why the BMA failed. Because they don't have anyone representative and no one singing. So if we need to be fair and democratic and elected, first of all, who want to stand for the chair, okay? We got the name, we have the process, we send, I don't know how many we have on our list, 100 and...
I expect we are about 250
250
members.
send it. I won't
That's a rough
expect
figure.
all of them will be replied, but if we got replied by 75 people, that's probably more or less representative. And that would be very democratic, rather than being people sitting among people who voted for Mr. X, who voted for Mr. Y, why is that? And we need to come out with any voting process as a friends, as a group, and it's not a process for dividing the group, it's a process for unifying the group to go forward.
Yeah, say something. I forgot.
I've done a few elections in my life and all that. Just taking a bit further from you, any election has to have 4 steps. One is notification.
Yeah, correct.
So that has to go through electronic. Then comes nomination or that kind of thing. That is part 2. Then you have actual voting. And I
Yeah.
personally think in today's day and age, an electoral voting is far better than a personal voting, but in the present. The reason being, in this hall, we have 20 of us, if you take it, and you put a hand up, so there's a bit of rivalry, oh, shall I lift my hand up or not, and that kind of thing. In electronic, it's all electronic, nobody's been pointed, that's good.
No
And
bias.
then you have declaration of result. The second aspect I would suggest is whenever somebody puts a name for a post, say for gentleman, this gentleman has put his name, say I want to be president. That means he's actually showing his interest towards BOSA. It's not that he wants to be a rival of anybody else.
Absolutely.
And that needs to be taken into account, i.e. just now we had a Labour election, I'm not left Labour or Conservative for the sake of it, but what this guy did, he put the Home Secretary of his own Bible. That means he has shown an interest for the nation. Let's take...
Among the practical points that you are talking about, I mentioned earlier, we don't have emails or addresses under the BOA confidentiality. When we come and organize, we can start our own database, emails, addresses, and then we take that forward. Until we have our house in order,
Yeah,
until we have, okay,
I think that's what we are trying to say. We need a transient governing body today with a transient acting president, with a few executives,
Yeah.
sharing a responsibility with the view, so that in next few months' time, we set up running our, our group as a serious, committed, service-oriented and research purpose orthopedic related group. And then once we are able to show
Yeah.
people that we are a serious body, and then we are sending emails and weekly letters and regular updates on the, so online.
so now at the
website.
moment, we have that process starting
I think we
with
have
this
Shara
meeting, with
himself
the
wants to do the
designation of
meeting.
acting President Shalabi,
Yeah.
and then he has our emails. All do you have all our emails?
Yeah.